you're here with me today. I'm pretty much. Yesterday I was able to do like a cool presentation in the park, art in the park. What I did was that I had brought my family, my wife and my two kids. I have four kids, but my two sons came with me. So my bookend sons, my boy, girl, boy, right, and those are my kids. And so having my oldest and my youngest went out with me to yesterday to do some art marketing. And so it was really cool because what happened was that in the midst of it all, I got a commission. So I started working on the Godzilla minus one. Now I don't know much about Godzilla minus one because I'm a Godzilla fan, and I've been watching Godzilla forever. And there was a shout out I want to give to the I give out to the Godzilla and Kong movie. That movie in and of itself was really cool. That was a really cool movie to watch. My family and I, we were able to go see it, and that was like a couple weeks ago, and that was really cool. To the matinee, and the movie theater that we are part of is actually closing down. So because of that, we are kind of in a situation where the movie that we love, the movie theater that we love and we care about, it's coming to an end. Anyway, so what let's see, turn up the sound on this thing real quick. And so what happens is that I just want to say real quick that I am so excited just to be able to be here tonight with you. And what I'm going to do, I'm working on actually sculpting Godzilla minus one. So I actually have one here that's already set up. So this is already one I'm beginning to set up because I started working on it from the beginning. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go as much as possible. I'm going to make some extra plays. We're going to talk about some things and hopefully be able to make sense of everything in regarding to what we hope to accomplish with tonight. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and just make sure that this headphones is going to be on the one that we're going to work on. So we're going to make a Godzilla minus one. This is so far what I've gotten to so far. So it's going to be a few more things to complete before it actually gets done. I just want to say just thank you again. Here we go. We're going to start working on that right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this has been a really cool night. I went over there and I sold my Gamera yesterday. My Gamera art that I had. I've had him for a long time. I actually took him to Kaiju Brooklyn. And Kaiju Brooklyn is really a cool place. They have a thing where they celebrate all the Japanese art and artistry. And what they do there is one of those things where you bring in some of your Japanese artwork or giant monsters. And in my case, it was I brought Gamera because I know Gamera. He's not in the same Toho universe of Godzilla, but eventually at some point they're gonna have a crossover because Gamera is such a cool monster. And so I love him to love him. I think Gamera's really cool. So what we're gonna do, I'm just in the process of just gonna sculpt this. I want to thank everybody again for bringing me up to. I got to 3,000 subscribers, and now I'm already at 3,017 subscribers. So I just want to say thank you for that too, because what happens is this helps me out, it helps my family out too. So definitely, if you want to chat with me, go ahead and send me something in the chat. I'm going to talk with you in the chat. I would just totally love that. I love being able to speak to you guys, and I'm just impressed just the fact that you guys are willing to watch me do this. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill this out. You're going to see him come really, really filled out as I'm doing this. And so I teach classes that do this, by the way. I have a Patreon. My Patreon is Patreon One Life Must Art, and you can see all the cool stuff that we do there. But for the most part, though, it's this form of artwork is one of my favorites because it's lightweight and it's not messy. Okay, it gets messy when you start getting painting and stuff, but for the most part, though, it's really a cool thing to do. Let's talk. Let's chat. All right, let's talk about some things. Well, today in New York, it's really nice. Yesterday was a great night. I got it, like I said before, my Gamera is I think he's a wonderful creature. Have you ever seen Gamera before? Because if you haven't, he's like a turtle. He's like the ultimate ninja turtle, and so I think he's not really much of a ninja though. He's more like a giant, like a monster that'll come and just kind of step on you and stuff if you kind of make a problem. But they call him the friend of kids, friend of all children. So he's actually one of those really cool monsters that you can really that how it works out is that he just totally protects kids. And I was watching some of this movie. A friend of mine had this thing where he had like the 50 movies, and on the 50 movies he had it where you're able to see like all these old-fashioned movies or movies that are like, I guess, B movies that are like one of those things where you kind of like they're not up to top grade, but they have some kind of heart to them, so they're able to be able to talk and to see about it and what it's all about. Very short. What happened was we watched Gamera, and we totally started falling in love with the whole thing, how Gamera works, and how he is. And I was like, definitely, they should have a crossover movie. There should be a crossover movie with Gamera. How many people think there should be a crossover movie with Gamera in our universe? Because what happens is that it's one of those things I mean, he'd be so cool to see Godzilla fight Gamera, but they probably wouldn't fight because it'd probably like an Anguirus kind of a thing, you know, where how Anguirus is the friend you know of Godzilla, and so add some more spikes on his back. Let's do this. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That helps me with the algorithm, by the way. Just like it. Just like this live chat if you can. Just click the like. I just would totally appreciate that. That would help me out so much with all of the ratings and stuff that we're trying to do. In the process, too, I'm also just doing my best to, you know, bring my family up as well as my kids. My son and my daughter, they also have YouTube channels, and I'd love for you if you could subscribe to those. That'd be great. But if you could just like my channel, that'd be great. I really appreciate that, too. That'd be just enough for me for tonight. Yeah, so I started making some really cool some sculptures, and the one my son, he does the Pokemon. He makes all the cool Pokemon stuff, so he's able to do like really cool and designing Pokemon. So I'm watching on the screen here. I'm looking at the Godzilla, right? Because what happens is like I've made this would be like the the fourth Godzilla I'm making, but it's the first time it's a Godzilla -1. We saw the Godzilla and Kong, the Godzilla X Kong movie, and that movie was it's like, you know, I mean, it's not a masterpiece like, you know, Shakespeare or something, or, you know, it's like they change your life, but it was fun because, you know, you kind of watch these movies, and, you know, a couple years ago when no one was allowed to go to any movies, but we went to see some movies and stuff like that, and so when I saw Godzilla versus Kong, which I have, I made a Godzilla versus Kong for a friend of mine. She makes candles and stuff like that. So I actually met a friend of mine. Her name is Paige, and Paige Candles. A shout out to her. She's not a sponsor, but just you know, she got like Godzilla and Kong, right, as a thing. So yeah, I couldn't able to make Godzilla and Kong, but this one I just wanted to just make this one live and show you guys as I'm doing this, right? So you're gonna see Godzilla come to fruition. And yes, please definitely look at my Patreon. You can see all the stuff there. You can follow different links that I have, and you can see all the cool stuff. But for the most part, though, I thank you again for everybody who's just here. So again, this week's going to be a crazy week for us. We have so many things we're going to be doing, and this is one. I have to get this done by Tuesday. So I'm going to try and get this all done by Tuesday, because what happens is, like, you know, I want to get this to customer because I have a trip I got to go take that's coming up. And so when you do a trip that's coming up, you want to make sure you have nothing in your mind other than the fact that you're going to be working on something that's close by. You don't want to be like, you know, having to think about something and go back and finish it. And this is a paying customer actually gave me a commission to do this. So yesterday I got a sweet commission to do this, and I am really excited about just being able to do this. So yeah, definitely. Again, this is such a cool thing. So now, what am I using? I'm just doing a basic technique. I teach people how to do this, by the way, and a basic technique that I'm doing is kind of like a strengthening technique for the masking tape. Again, there's nothing but masking tape here. There's no wires or anything like that. This is all straight up masking tape. Very, very just basic, right? So I shape the head, I shape the body. Now, you remember, Godzilla has 2 rows of spikes, right? 3 rows of spikes. He has 1 row down the middle and 2 on this side, so I have to make additional spikes on each side. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to actually go ahead and start doing that, because why not, right? Why not? So let me see if I can do this while you're watching. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of hollow points inside of him, right? And the reason why there's hollow points is because, you know, I like to build the internal structure first. And so when I was a kid, I was all into dinosaurs, and as I'm adult, I'm still into dinosaurs. I like them, and I always looked at the dinosaur bones. So when you look at this stuff here, you see how the bones work and how that kind of functions, you know. So definitely, please write me something in the chat you want me to respond to your comment. I would love to talk with you, and I'm just willing to have an open dialogue with you with that. So that's not a problem. The other day, I had a sweet open dialogue. Right? I had a sweet open dialogue. Somebody asked me a question, and that really just blessed my heart, because what happened was that I opened the chat so you guys can say anything on this chat right now. And what happened was we got a chance to talk, and that just changed the nature. Because at first it was like I was making the Wolfman, so I have the Wolfman here. Let me see, I have him here. This was the Wolfman I was working on a couple days ago, and so here I didn't add more details to him, just a little bit more, just like fingers and stuff, made him a little bit more distinct. But I was working on him when I was talking, and I got a chance to talk with a guy in India. That was really cool. I just totally love that. So if you can you talk with me, that'd be great. I'd love to just talk to you about some things. Yesterday was I was able to go to the night market over in the park, and in the park a couple of friends of mine were there, and I got a chance to talk with them, and it was good to see them, because you know what, life is too short. You have to definitely spend time with your friends and also with your family. and being able to figure out what to do. So we did like a job in the morning, then we did like our night market in the afternoon, and then making a video now. So I'm trying to do multiple streams of income for the family, as well as I drive roadie, so I have roadie stories that I talk to you about as I do them. So that's one of the things there. So that's gig work I do during the week. So I was going to go out today, but I was just so absolutely abysmally tired because of yesterday. Because when you stand on your feet for like several hours, and you have to make art, even though we made some good money yesterday, thank God for that. It was really cool because what happens is that when you are doing stuff, when you're trusting the God's going to bring for you the things that He needs, that you need, it's really good that you can actually get it, and also sometimes you just got to take a rest, especially on Sunday. Sunday is not the Sabbath day, but it's the first day of the week. The Sabbath day is actually Saturday, but the first day of the week is when we celebrate, when Jesus rose from the dead. So this is the day where we celebrate that, the first day of the week. So for the most part, though, I am just like really just happy again to be here and to be able to put together this. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing, but this is from what I'm seeing. I could see what just a couple things was going on, but for the most part, though, this is something here that again I just totally just enjoy this. Let me see if I can find the details I'm looking for. I'm looking for what is it? Okay, I'm looking for Amazon. Where here goes. Okay, here's the Amazon picture of. No, I don't need Copilot. Who's Copilot? I need the Amazon. Okay, here's the Amazon picture of Godzilla. Godzilla. Here it is. Right. So what happens is that Godzilla has 4 fingers. Right. He says he's got 3 fingers and he's got So he's like Godzilla's like this. So I'm gonna make 3 fingers for him right now. But before that, I really have to bulk him up. So because it's like the way he looks. His thighs are super huge. He's got really, really big, like super big feet, and he's got like 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 toes and a little pinky toe like that. So he's got like one of these Godzilla toes like this, right? So it's kind of like one of these where it's like 3 toes and a little claw, inside claw. All right, so we'll do that. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's bulk him up, shall we? Yeah. Because you guys are here to see me do this, so I'm going to show you how I do this, all right? So here we go. So let's go ahead and add some extremities. Let's make his feet a little bit bigger. Got to make him also a little bit more bulkier. All right, so hope you guys had a good day today. It was my wife and I went to go put some money in the bank so we could pay our bills, and that was cool. We went for a nice little walk, and we found a nice little place where we can get nice chicken and rice. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Mathis? Hey, bro. Good to see you. And then so yeah, what happens is like I'm just really was happy. My wife and I just got a chance to walk before the rain started to go actually get something to eat. And my wife has been like a super helper for me in life. Hey, what is happening here? What is happening here? What's happening here? I am making Godzilla -1. So I'm making a big Godzilla -1. So here I got big old hips and stuff like that. So I made the hips very distinct. What country? I am from New York. I'm the country of New York. The country of the United States, and in the city of New York, or state of New York, in the city of Queens. Yeah. So pretty much I am in the one of 5 boroughs. 5 boroughs here called Queens. Okay, so I have to make it, let's see, what should I make first? Should I make, bonjour, the French. Oh, good. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Bonjour. Let's see. We are right now. The time is. It's almost. It's right now. It's 5. What time is it? It's 5:40. 5:40 here in New York. No, I'm not. Why? Thank you very much. Guten Tag, everybody. I appreciate that. Yep. Let's see. Guten Tag. I thank you. Appreciate you guys for interacting with me. I appreciate that. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make the secondary spikes, right? Bro, that Godzilla is very nice. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're gonna see when he's all filled up. I'm gonna see how much I can actually. Mercy. I'm gonna see how big it's gonna actually be. So I'm gonna like make the hands right now real quick, and then we're gonna fill them out. Okay. So Guten Tag acid. Okay. Guten Tag acid. All right. Well, good evening, good afternoon to you too. All right. What is it made of? It's made out of masking tape. I'm making this out of masking tape. This is contractor grade masking tape right here. And so what I'm doing, I'm just functioning as a facilitator of masking tape at this moment, and using that as a conduit to create artwork. It's more like a good night. Yeah, it's a good night. Yeah, pretty much. It's about good. Yeah. It's a. Do you speak the French? No, I don't speak the French. Do you realize there's a spider on you? There's a spider on me. That's cool. You know, that's pretty nifty. I have a spider somewhere. I have a spider somewhere. There's probably a spider on me. Most likely. Do you realize there's a spider on you? Yes, most likely. You know, I actually like spiders. It's pretty cool. You know, I actually have a spider. I have one of these really intense spiders here. I gotta show it to you, but it's over there on the thing. It's a pretty nifty spider, and it's I'm not sure what kind of spider it is. I've never seen a kind of web before, but I have it contained in a container. And yes, I make spiders too. By the way, I like making spiders. And we had let's see, last time, right? We had a praying mantis, right? My wife and kids and I, went to walk into this park, and we found like a big green praying mantis. And so we didn't know what, we just know that pretty much she was like a Chinese mantis or something like that, or just a big green one, right? So what happened, we took her home, and later during wintertime, it was middle of December, we had her for a while. She was eating all the bugs and stuff like that. And so what happened was, like, you know, she eventually started laying eggs, and boy did she lay eggs. She laid about like 15 or so eggs full of like baby praying mantises and stuff. And let me tell you, that was something, because what happened was, like, incidentally, when we were watching it, she like what, almost like 300 little baby eggs, you know, baby like praying mantis. So anyway, what happened was, like, when I was there, we had to figure out a way to make sure that the praying mantis would stay alive, because you know you have to kind of keep them alive. And so they started eating each other because they're very cannibalistic, you know, in terms of like how they do stuff. So remember, Godzilla has like 4 fingers, right? So he has like one finger that's like this, and his toes are something like the 4 fingers as well. So what happened to EOs? We had the thing where we had a thing where, for the most part though, we had to separate them out, and then eventually we had like about we had 100, then we had it brought down to 15, then we brought that down to about 3, and we released 3 into the wild, just 3. So what happens was, like, the praying mantis itself, right, has a scenario where it's like, you know, as you're doing stuff, you know, as you're realizing that the praying mantis, they'll eat each other. So they're not really a bunch of you know, want to be in a group of praying mantis. But we learned later that praying mantis are related to roaches. You know, they're actually part of the same family. And so there's a video game called War of the Monsters, right? And the War of Monsters, it has the Praetor is one of the creatures that is like, he's a bee. He's also a termite. He's also a praying mantis. He's also an ant. Is it an ant, a bee, a praying mantis, and and also a robot praying mantis. And so incidentally, what happened was, like, he became such a really cool he also became a really cool character for us, because, you know, my son and I would play this game on the War of the Monsters, and there's different ones. There's like Congar, and then there's like Robo 47, and then there's, like, you know, the Kinetoclops and different ones like that. If you get a chance to play the game War of the Monsters, it's a really cool game, very cool game. So I gotta add an extra finger. So to add an extra finger, you just such and such like this. But also his finger is a thumb, so let's go ahead and do that, because I like to make the, you know, I like to make the creature of you know, make the fingers like that. And so how I do that, I do this so quick that if I have to explain this, if I do this explanation, which I do have, I have step-by-step classes you can look at on my Patreon. You can see all the stuff that how I make this step-by-step. But see, I'm just kind of making it right now live for you. I'm just kind of flying as I do this. This is something that, you know, I do without even, I can actually talk and maintain a conversation without skipping a beat in terms of what I'm trying to do, you know? So here you have the hands, and there you have the thumb, and there you have his hands. He's like, hello, everyone. I am Godzilla. Right, so there you have that. He's going to be huge when he's done, by the way. He's going to be huge. This is going to be worth a lot of money. And so what happens when I make the art, it actually becomes a lot of money, because it's kind of one of those things that it's a durable type of art that, I'm going to do it this way, a durable type of art that will last for a long time. You know, I also do a preservative to it to make sure that it lasts a long time. Is hi from Poland. My goodness, I'm getting everybody from around the world tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, thank you so much, everybody, from watching my channel from around the world. Make sure his hands are the same length. You got to make sure, otherwise hands are too much, too less, it's going to be not the right size. You have that. I appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to from around the world to see my art. Yeah, we partake of galleries too. I have a couple upcoming art events coming up But this week I wanted to just kind of like, I'm gonna have you do probably another class and probably do something more extravagant in terms of the creatures to make. But this is gonna be a nice big Godzilla. It's from Germany. Hey, welcome from Germany. It's good to hear you. Guten Tag, guten Nacht, guten Nacht, guten Nacht. Right, and that's good night from Germany. So yeah, so I am here and I am making this art, and there you go. I'm gonna just go ahead and just bend his thumb here. I too from Germany. I'm from New York. I'm from New York, New York City, and I've been living here since I was a little kid. But it's not originally my home country. My home country, where I'm from, is in the Caribbean. It's an island called Dominica, the island Commonwealth of Dominica. And so we're gonna bulk him up in a little bit. But let's go ahead and just make sure you have his hands. So you have his hands here. You have his hands there. I'm gonna work on the fins after I work on his feet. So we're gonna make his feet next. Then we're gonna work on his fins. Okay. So this is how you make feet. I'm not gonna really show you because you know what, it's not really my tutorials. But I'm just gonna talk with you as I do this. So yeah, making feet is always the fun part because it depends on how you wanna make it roll. But he's gonna be so solid when he's done that you're gonna see how cool he looks with his feet being made. He's gonna be like a solid character. So yeah, I just gotta make sure I see his feet like that. He has like a really short his really big thick thigh. You know. Oh goodness, I was gonna say something, but you don't say it, so I won't say it. Can you speak German? No, I cannot speak German. I cannot speak German. I don't speak German. I speak a little Spanish, but that's because I took it in school. But for the most part, though, I understand a couple of phrases in Dominica, which is like patois and Creole. So when I went to Haiti for a little bit, and I was able to communicate a little bit in Haiti. But for the most part, though, it's one of those things where it's like I'm just I don't speak that many languages. I can do stuff like, for example, Blender is not a language, but it has a severe learning curve. But so I learned how to do arts in Blender, and that took many years. And so yeah, you can actually learn languages really quickly. That's not even that much far of a distance. You can actually learn a lot of things in a couple of years if you just put your mind to it. Like this here, for example, I've learned how to do sculpting and everything from the time I was like a little kid. But what happened was like I just really started putting it towards other things. I never really thought to use masking tape until I met until I saw a guy do that. And here, here it is. I'm gonna start bulking him up some more. So he's gonna be a big guy, like the Alien Queen. Tell you that Alien Queen was really cool. That one I made live for the Alien Queen. When I started to work on it, right? I actually brought it out yesterday, and I almost sold it for like really cheap. I almost did, and what happened? The person who had it, I was like, okay, you know what? It's not painted, but what happens is like there it is. I am in the process. I almost sold him for really really cheap, and the guy didn't take it at that point, right? He didn't get it, so I was like, wow. My wife was like, you can't sell that for such a for such a low price. You can't sell it for a low price. You have to actually sell it for a good price, a good big price. So I'm gonna bulk him up right now. But before I said I'm gonna finish up his feet. Let me finish his feet real quick. All right, let's get his four toes. All right, get it all completed, and then we're gonna go ahead and start bulking him up. So here we go. This is this. Hopefully, did you guys see? Anybody see this movie, by the way? Anybody in the chat? Did you guys see the Godzilla -1? I didn't see it yet, and usually I always make it a point to watch movies of the things I'm sculpting. That's why I don't make like things that are like really horror movies and stuff like that. There was a customer wanted me to make a horror movie yesterday, horror movie creature, and I'm like, I ain't making a horror movie creature. I mean, I could make like, some sci-fi creatures. I definitely don't want to make any politicians. Yes, I know I made a Bernie once. I made a Bernie Sanders once, and that was the closest monster I'll ever make in a human realm because I chose myself not to make any politicians anymore after that one. The only reason I made him because he was wearing mittens, and that mittens was crazy cool. He had really cool mittens, and I know, backslid right there and decided to make one. But I made it. I didn't have that stance yet, so now going forward is like because I was thinking like, what would I do if I was making politicians? I mean, I could probably make like the different candidates. I could make like Trump. I could make like Biden. I could make all of those. Just make sure I can have this pop up and stuff so I can actually see what you guys are saying to me. Real quick. All right. Live chat, all visible chats. Definitely. Yes, so I'm back on. It's back on. So here we got so far. This right here. I'm gonna make another. Hi, welcome back, everybody. Okay, so let's see. So what I'm gonna do is gonna keep working on this. Definitely talk to me about something in the chat. Yeah, I don't speak German, guys. So you guys who speak German, you gotta talk in English for me because I don't speak German. No offense. I'm not trying to be a mean person or anything like that. But I just want you to know that I don't speak German. I know we have the German alphabet here in New York, here in America, but it's not the same. We don't understand German. You know, yeah. So please talk to me in English, and so I can respond back to you in English. Otherwise, it'll be like you guys are talking. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so what I've been doing so far is like what I was saying before was like I was saying I'm not sure exactly how it would be like to actually um, make uh, an artwork or that of a president or something like that. Someone who's a president or in office or current office, because what happens is that these people have a certain persona to them, a certain energy that can be quite troubling, when you really think about it, So definitely please like and subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. Please just like it and give me a thumbs up, in the chat. Let me know you guys can hear me well. Everything is going good, that I'm not just like sounding funny or sounding crazy. But for the most part, they'll just let me know how that goes. I'm going to make some of the spikes. Okay, so now my thought before, I said before I was going to actually make it so you have it where his feet are going to be this. So let's go and start bulking him up. You have to give him some structure, some internal structure. Can you guys see me? I've got to turn the camera a little bit. Okay, here it goes. This. His internal structure will be that of, actually there, you can see it. So it's actually, he's pretty much getting hold of by his tail and he'll support his entire body. Now it's time to bulk him up, but in order to do that, you have to make sure that the bones are strong enough to support the weight of the entire mechanism. Because if you don't have the support or the bone structure, because it all comes down to your bones, man. If you don't have bones to fight against, density and gravity, then what happens is that you are a jellyfish, or you have to live in water where the water can support your weight. You can have little tiny limbs, like the majestic blue whales and whales who have tiny limbs compared to the size of their body. But if they ever got beached on land, they would be toast. And that's the thing about the whole thing about animals getting beached on land, the whales. So what happens is that when they get beached, people will try and push them back in. So when the whales want to end it all, they push them back in. But it's like they have long story. That's the thing. But so yeah, I think you should try and save a whale if you can. But they say be careful with those things, by the way, because what happens is that if you are you're there, and the whale, a whale could actually explode. They said that they have those sperm whales, they actually explode, right, when they are faced with they get like when their body organs start to fail inside of them. Not to mention it's like, oh my word, having all these like organs coming at you. That, my friend, is a very scary thing. I don't want to see any organs coming at me. So now, okay, so now we have to make the other things there. So you have, with Godzilla, you have the second row, right? The second row of spikes. First row to second row of spikes. Let's go ahead and see how that goes, right? The second row of spikes. So we're gonna do that. So this is like a little bit of there, because he has to be bulked out, right? Has to be bulked out. Otherwise, he's just a skinny Godzilla bones, But for the most part, though, that's what happens. Like just gotta keep bulking them out. So again, this is a very simplistic thing that I'm doing. I'm using masking tape to deform the body of Godzilla. Godzilla -1, right? So here goes this right there, right? So now I have a framework to land upon. This is kind of the whole framework of it all. As you do this, so you have a place for the bones to land. So now on his back he has like a super big dorsal. Like the middle one is the biggest one, right? The dorsal fins. What Godzilla really is. He's like a stegosaurus, okay? He's like just a giant stegosaurus, a fire-breathing stegosaurus. It looks like King Kong, and okay, it looks like a monkey. That's what he is. But the whole history of it all, where it comes from, that's something. The whole history of Godzilla, how in a sense America made Godzilla, right? And so now Godzilla is, actually it's played in America. When it's like you think about how it all works out, it's just, oh, America, America, right? Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on this thing here. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna add some more of the spikes. Let's add some more of the back spikes, right? I know I'm kind of holding it and moving it a lot because I'm kind of trying to hold it and trying to manipulate the tape at the same time. So I'm gonna see if I can hold it steady for you guys, and you can see as I add the different spikes, the different spike levels. Now I'm gonna add, before I bulk him out. See, so this is the thing. So he'll be like very, very rigid, but he's also gonna be hollow inside. So you have that. This is one of the spikes. You got like one of the. See, it's gonna be 3 spikes, right? 3 rows of spikes. So to make the 3 rows of spikes, you have to actually have, the spikes. So there you go. So I'm gonna make the spikes, And as I do that, I'm going to go ahead and fill it out and then make the spikes into the dorsal fins, like with the panels, like he has it, right? So you have like that. There's two, right? And there's like just a few panels on the side, but he's like a twin row or triple row Stegosaurus. Because most Stegosauruses have 2 rows, but Godzilla has 3 rows of spikes right down his back. And so, the most craziest creature I ever had to make was a Nergigante, right? A Nergigante from Monster Hunter. That, my friend, was a really good challenge. I really enjoyed doing that. Also, that was like the most difficult creature I ever had to make, other than the Alien Queen. Alien Queen is pretty difficult, right? But so the one I want to make too, I want to make the Alien King, but I haven't put an opportunity for people to actually vote for that yet. So because of that, I just thought maybe I wouldn't do that like lately because it takes a lot of tape and definitely. So it's good to do commissions, right? So if you guys want me to do a commission for you, let me know because I can do a commission for you of different art pieces and artwork. And so because of that, when I do a commission, it actually does 2 things. One, it doesn't take up my time to do something that I can actually build for you that's unique. And 2, it's like you get to have a chance of something that's very unique and very well put together that's going to last pretty much a lifetime. Because, we field tested, I told you about this before, we field tested these masking tape creatures, right? We actually tied one to the car, and then we had that thing drive all the way down to, all the way up from Florida. And that was actually a pretty fun and very intense thing, just being able to see that because what ended up happening was he didn't break, right? It did not break off of the thing. His arm still was intact. We made like a little simple little doll, and we tied it to the antenna of our car, and we drove that thing as far as we could, And what ended up happening was he didn't break it, and we drove it through a car wash. Another one on a car wash situation. We had another thing. We drove all the way 1,100 miles, and it was fine. Fine as in like dirty and covered in snow and rain, but fine that it wasn't broken into pieces. So because of that, you actually have a really cool opportunity there to see how cool this thing actually works out. So yeah, so I'm just talking as I'm doing this. Definitely put a thumbs up in the like. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Definitely know that you like with the content that you see. I can make more of these, by the way. I have more long form videos that I can actually make where I actually sit down and make stuff. But like definitely just what conversation you like to talk about. Let me know in the chat something you want me to talk about, and I would love to just talk with you about that. It's kind of a live chat and sculpture kind of a thing. So again, for everybody who's attending, I appreciate you guys. You guys really appreciate you. And when I mean appreciate, I mean I'm really grateful for the fact that you could be watching anything else right now. You decided to watch me sculpt Godzilla in masking tape. So for that, I am very, utterly, totally grateful. Right. So here we go. Hopefully, I hope to get to 10,000 subscribers. Right now, it was such a blessing just to get to 3,000. I was so happy. It's been years in the making, and I find that my stuff is getting more and more popular all around the world, and I'm really glad for that. I'm glad the fact that people are really kind of coming back and watching and really encouraging the stuff. And then they give me feedback. I like the whole fact about feedback. That also works out really well for me. I really enjoyed that, and I'm glad that there's people who will watch my art. Okay, so next up, you're probably wondering how in the world am I gonna get this thing to position right? So here it goes. This is his backbone. You can see that right there, like a giant turtle, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of bring it in closer, and that way you can actually see some of the cool stuff there. How I'm gonna make the bones, because remember I have to flesh him out too. He's not completely without complete. So I'm gonna like he has also Godzilla has like a big belly. His belly kind of extends down to like about there. Like this, like where my hand is like where his belly is. He's not like a streamline. It's like a big porky type thing. That he has like a twin chest too. That's something there as well. So we're gonna work on his chest, do some chest exercises, for Godzilla, and do some strengthening techniques for him. All right, so we're gonna do that. Alright, let's see that. So let's go ahead and just give him some muscle mass. Right, and then also give him a bigger belly because his belly is... See, his belly doesn't have to bear weight, but the belly has to be big enough to endure like a lot of the, the structures and the weights of the moving pieces. So he has a muscular chest, so there's that. And these legs have to support all the weight of him, right? So you have that. So see, this is like magical, right? Just watching it happen. You're thinking I'm just balling up tape and like, no, no, no. I'm making the structures, but my friends, making structures. This is how it is. You have to make stuff with structures. And I know eventually if I show this long, everybody's going to start copying this. And eventually people are going to make it. They forgot they learned it from me, and they're going to go ahead and make all these really cool things. But remember, my name is Gregory Valentine. Gregory Valentine. Greg Valentine. That is me. Okay? So remember me. Remember me, okay, people? When you guys remember how to do this, and later when you're telling your stories, remember how you saw a guy on Instagram or YouTube, how he, of himself, was able to make this and able to support his family with it, artwork. Yes, there's something there. Also, actually, we're not too far back. You're actually right with me. Because I'm watching the thing too and seeing how it goes. Yeah. All right. So he has a big hand. He's like, right, there's that. Okay, now for the parts that we love, we're gonna make the panels that we can start filling him up because now he's at the part where he's just he's all the details there. It's gonna hard to kind of hold on to him and where to put him. It's like hello, I'm next. Hello everyone, I'm next. I want to tell you how it goes. All right, so he's right there. Yes, yes, yes. So it's just a matter of twist, and make sure you support all the ports that need to be supported. And how you do that? It's very simple, really. But definitely, I'm gonna put together an ebook soon, and you'll be able to see that. But definitely, if you follow some of my links, you'll be able to see some of the stuff that we make. And with that, you can actually get to our affiliate marketing, our affiliate links. We have some affiliate links in there, but for Amazon. And if you're able to follow like some of my links from Amazon to thing, you can help us with like some. We already are monetized with YouTube, but you can also help us with buying some stuff from buying some things from Amazon. And so I'm gonna put a link in the chat for for the where you can buy the actual you're not gonna buy him because this one here is already going to somebody, but I'm gonna have it where you can actually get like one of yours from Amazon. You can actually buy a Godzilla -1 from Amazon. So I'll put that in the information somewhere. As a matter of fact, I'll try and do that right now as we're talking. I already have clicked on the link, so Godzilla -1. Let me see if I can just find that for you real quick. I have a ruler right there. See this? I have a ruler. And it's stuck to my screen. There you go. So a ruler and it's stuck to my screen. So we have this there. I'm going to go to this thing here. And of course, it's not going to work because you want to know why? When you're focusing on something, you always get what you don't expect to get. Okay, so here goes Godzilla -1 figurine. I'm going to go ahead and just click that there. I'm going to put it into the live chat. It's a copy. And I'm going to put this into the live when it decides to come back. Alright, so you'll be able to see the link for the Godzilla -1. So if you want to go and buy one there, you can do that. But for the most part, though, I am just excited the fact that I can actually be part of this here. And again, to show you guys how cool this is to make a Godzilla. Now, Godzilla has, his tail doesn't end like a very thin point. Like in the movie, his tail ends like an, I don't know, I want to say like a Frankfurter or something, So, I don't know, but that's how his tail ends there. So I'm going to make his tail just a little bit longer. Alright, and I'm not done yet, by the way. I have a lot more to go. So yeah, I'm going to see how much I can get done before my battery runs out. And two, before I tell you all my trade secrets. So here's this right here. So you have that, right? So let's see. I don't know. What's up? What's up with this? Why is it frozen? Yep, that's my computer. So yeah. So now I have nothing to look at over there. So now I'm just kind of completely just watching you guys. So yeah, please tell me something in the chat. I would love to talk with you guys. Ask me about politics or about the weather or about space or about what I think about climate change or what I think about the finances and financial reports and things like that. Tell me what you think about that, and I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I think about the whole thing with taxes and how here in America we pay so much taxes, and then our tax money is being used to fund other countries. That's pretty interesting, when you think about it. We start wars, and then we have to deal with the aftermath of the wars by giving reparations and things like that to other countries so they can rebuild. They can rebuild, But here in America, it's like they're really kind of really pushing a lot of taxes on us and stuff too. So that makes it harder. I'm gonna give him an extra set of ribs because I feel like he needs some ribs right there. If he doesn't have ribs, he's gonna have a hard time breathing, because he's gonna need like a cross beam for something to have his chest bone. So he needs a cross the lower part of his sternum, or like the bottom of his rib cage, so that he can actually be able to function again. So I'm gonna have to actually give him a set of ribs right there. So let's see if I can show you as I do this. Watch. See right here, right now he has just a set of ribs right there. You can see, right? And then he has this thing. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and make it so he has a set of ribs, so I have something to build upon. I'm gonna flip it and you can see as I do this, right? Like that, like that, like that, like that. I'm just gonna go to this panel. Go to this one. So this one goes to that one. And so now you have this one here. See, now he has like a whole rib. Right, ribs. So you see that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start adding his chest plate, because now you have that there. See, and this is all masking tape, okay? 100% masking tape. There's nothing but masking tape here. I might actually give him resin eyeballs, you know, because it's like that's always a fun thing to do. Not to mention it's like when you get to the finer details. But you have to get the framework done first. Without the framework, without the bones, again, you have just jellyfish, okay? You have jellyfish. So you have to make sure the frame can support the weight of this massive creature, this giant lizardy mandy thing that's made from radiation and nuclear bombs, a nuclear dinosaur. Right, so you can fire-breathing stegosaurus. Yep, there you go. That's what Godzilla really is. He's a fire-breathing stegosaurus. It's like if T-Rex and stegosaurus had a baby. That's what would happen. That's exactly what it is. But I don't want to waste your time talking about stuff that doesn't matter. Let's talk about stuff that matters. The stuff that matters. There'll never be an end to Godzilla movies, because there'll always be another one, and that's always fun. There'll never be another end to what other ones? It might not be an end to Jurassic Park World either. They might actually have a whole ton of those things, because the way they do these things is like they'll keep adding more dinosaur movies, keep adding more stuff, and eventually they'll saturate the market like they did with Star Wars, and they'll be like, oh, it's so sorry. They actually got pretty close. When we saw Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, I was like, what is this thing? What is this movie? And it was like one of those things where, when you're thinking about it, you're like, oh my word, this is a movie that seems pretty cool. But then it's like they just kind of missed the whole premise. Like, what, locusts? Why did they do the locust thing? I don't get that. Okay, now, see, Godzilla has big, thick thunder thighs. So we're at the point now where we can actually start, filling him in. But I wanted to do, okay, let's do his thighs first, okay? Give him some big, massive, meaty leg muscles. Let's do that. Let's fill those up. All right, how we do that? You do like this. Let's make him all meaty. So let's do that. Well, feel free to send a super chat at any point. I accept super chats. I like those. It helps my family to live. All right, let's see. There's that. So there it goes. I just fattened up his thigh 1. We're gonna fatten up his thigh at 7, okay? Or more than that, because what ends up happening is that his fat legs needs to be fattened up. Not to mention his fat feet. And he's a big old heavy monster, He is. But one of my favorite monster movies, I like the Pacific Rim. I really like that movie because I thought it would be such a cool movie, because you have just the whole giant robots fighting monsters thing. I mean, what's cooler than that? I mean, that's pretty cool, right? But you have that's really cool. I mean, usually the only giant monster that they have, I mean, there's a bunch of them, but one of those that they have that's Godzilla is Mechagodzilla, and he's one of my favorite too. I like the whole Mechagodzilla type thing. So they actually, in the first Godzilla versus Kong, they had the Mechagodzilla in there, and that was something. That was something amazing, The guy who bought Gamera from yesterday reminds me of that kid from that movie. It's almost as if he was I don't know. He was a pretty cool looking kid, But he looked just like that. So the guy who bought Gamera from me, I was just I wasn't sure if that was a guy, but he looked like him. He looked like the same kid. It seemed like the kid who was trying to be the boyfriend of what's her name from that movie, Stranger Things, Stranger Things. I don't know. I never saw the last season of it because we stopped having Netflix, so I never got a chance to watch the rest of Stranger Things. I just only watched the first I guess 3 seasons of it. I didn't watch the 4th one, and I like the second one was crazy. Second season was crazy, and that's when everybody's watching Netflix a lot. And I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things, I just go back to it. I'm like, what were we? I think I liked was watching the Daredevil. Daredevil was actually a pretty fun movie, pretty fun show to watch. And so it was like intense because it was like, he didn't really have superpowers. All he has is like an ailment, and his ailment became a superpower, and that's what was very interesting about the whole thing with Daredevil. Now I don't remember if Godzilla. Okay, now this. Why does this all close down? Did everything shut down on my computer? I think everything might have shut down. Might have got like a bug or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll find out about that. So here we go. So this is, you got his legs, you got his arms. Gonna keep bulking out his legs a little bit. Let's go ahead and bulk that sucker out. So you have that. We're gonna give him some big, powerful dinosaur ankles, right? Do that. Do that too, right here. And so this is the thing, right? When you can actually make something while you're showing people, and you can actually have a conversation while you're doing this, it means that one, my subconscious, I'm doing it for my subconscious, and two, it's like also the fact that, it's like, it's pretty cool. People like to see the magic of it all as it happens. So here goes his leg muscle starting to flesh out right there. Flesh out his other cankle. His fat calf and ankles. His cankles. Giant Godzilla cankles. Don't worry, the longer you watch, the more you're going to start seeing more stuff. You're going to be like, whoa, what in the world? This is so cool. So yeah, so that's the thing there too. So definitely, I love their interactions. Definitely talk to me. So anybody in the chat, say something that I can respond back to. Because I'll just keep talking, but I just want to talk to you. So I enjoy that. So please, talk to me. Let me talk to you. All right. Okay, so we got that right there. Just get like his muscles, leg muscles starting to really kind of flesh out. You see that? Leg muscle right there. Yep. One day I'm gonna do one in Paltia. I will, because what happens is like I've been meaning to do something really cool in Paltia, and I've been making like dipicolysis and stuff like that. So the thing is with Paltia, you have to kind of cover it with foil. You have to do that with foil, and Paltia is like an outdoor thingy, right? So it absorbs moisture and stuff, and it gets hardened. It's like plaster, I guess. So you can't put it down the sink. So once I get into it, I have to keep going with it until I complete the task. So that's something there, and it's plaster, so that's something there. Right? Okay, so you have the leg muscles. Gonna fatten up his legs some. Big thunder thighs. Right? Remember, if you don't wrap this well, if you don't do this well, it won't support. It won't be good. It won't be all that great. So you have to definitely, just see. Let's go. So there he goes. You see his legs. He's getting there, and everything else too. All of the muscles in his body is going to be there too as well. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and add more meats right there. Add more meat right there. So we have like that right there. So you have like this. Legs, his legs. Do you see this? Do you see this? Okay. Definitely. So you're seeing this, right? Please, I beg you to just like my channel. So, thank you so much, everybody. This is one of those things where I'm just going to keep working on it. I'm going to get what do you call it, I'm going to close up his backbone. How long have we been talking for? How long is it? 59 minutes. Oh, wow. 59 minutes. So, yeah, it's been cooking. It's cooking really well. Okay, keep going. 59 minutes. I usually go for about an hour with these chat thingies. But, I'm actually in such a groove right now that I'm just like, let me just keep going with this thing. Alright, so here goes this one. Alright, so here goes that. So you have his tail. Have his body. Right? You see it? You see this. It's all masking tape. Okay, I'm sitting here making this for you guys to see. So yeah, if you like what you see, please like what you see. Do you like what you see? Alright, so there's I want to make a giant sandcastle. You guys, anybody ever made a giant sandcastle before? I've never quite successfully do it. It's like I've never quite figured out the science. But one day, my friends, I will. We have this thing where this is like kind of like the idea. Sandcastle building is different from sculpting in that it's like you're adding and then subtracting. You add a big mound, you subtract from it. Well, masking tape sculpture is a lot different in that you're adding to 3D space. Here am I. Yeah, let go, Godzilla. So here you have that, right? And see now I'm starting to seal up his back, right? And I have to do the thing, the part with the see if I do it with the sinews, because it actually melts together. See, it's all about technique, right? So when you have the technique together, you can actually make some really cool stuff once you understand how the technique works. You know, you have the head and the body and how it all fits together, and the body fits together with muscles. So just think of masking tape as muscles and bones. Masking tape is muscle and bones. You can do all the cool decorations in skin later, with the extra clay stuff, and you can make like cool patterns and things, with clay. But for the most part, just think of masking tape as bones, as skin and bones and muscle. And then you just give it strength, and you just strengthen that sucker up. The way you do that, you just another thing too. I gotta bulge up his head because you can't drill into a head that's this tiny. See how thin it is, right? You got to make his head bigger and wider. So there you have this here, right? You're looking at me like this. Okay, so let's see if I could go ahead and make his head bigger. So you have to you have to really kind of bulk his head up. So you have to, if you do something on one side, you have to do it on the other side just as a balance. You also got to make sure that your sizes are just right because I have to drill a hole into his head for his eyeballs, right, which I haven't made yet. So what happens is that when you do that, you can actually, let me see if I just angle it there. So there you can see how it is right there. You can see, I don't know if this lighting is better that way, but if you can see it this way. So that, and then you just have to streamline him again. It's not too difficult to do. It's a matter of just knowing how to move tape. But then again, you want to have somebody else do this for you. You don't want to be there doing this, right? You want somebody else, like a professional, like me, to come in along and fix this and make this for you. So you can be like, woo, I had an artist make this for you. And then you have it, and you just have it on your mental, and you be like, yes, I made this out of masking tape. And you go on a road trip cross country, and you're like, the artist made this for me in masking tape. And you go to like one of your conventions, and you're like, where'd you get that wonderful thing? Oh, an artist made it for me in masking tape. One time there was we made a gizmo in masking tape, gizmo gremlin, and there was a girl. She was so happy with the fact that I made her a gizmo that she took it everywhere with her. She did. She was like walking around with it, and she was like, "This is my gizmo. You made this for me last year." I was like, "Wow, it survived, right?" And so it survived the whole year, which is good. And because I don't expect it to, but for the most part, that it was like good that she was able to see that, and that she just totally like loved it. She loved this whole the gizmo aspect of it. She was able to have it for a year. I'm not sure how that is or how she has it now. I mean, it's been a couple of years now since the last time I made that thing. So, but I hopefully because what happens sometimes you have to repair stuff, and everything you have to repair something every so often. Be it your body, be it you get some sleep. Pretty much when I get done with this chat today, I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna go to sleep today after this, right? Because the kids, we're gonna probably watch a movie with the kids, and then I'm probably gonna go to sleep. I'm probably gonna go sleep and then wake up later and then watch a movie with the kids. And definitely, because it's one of those rainy days today. Today's a nice rainy day to stay home and get recuperated. I didn't do Rody today, so I'm here making some cool sculpture for you guys to see before I go back to sleep. I'm gonna take a sleep because I'm just exhausted. But for the grace of God, though, it's been really one of those things that I'm just happy that I can actually do this again. So here you go. So this is like, you see there's Godzilla. He's got his spikes on. He got his spikes. He got 2 rows of spikes, 3 rows of spikes, right? And he got his face. And he got his hands. And he got his fingers and his claws. And then so I'm just kind of working my way up through him, through his whole musculature. And then to just kind of working up and getting this all supported. So that way when I add the panels, it's going to make some sense. So let's see if we can start adding some panels. After I just kind of fix up his backbone to side ratio, I'm going to go ahead and just do that. Remember, before I was looking at something, now my screen went blank on my computer, so now I don't have anything to look at, but I have to do this from memory, right? And so doing this from memory while I'm talking to you guys, about stuff, it's pretty intense. So yeah, so you're actually making a creature, an actual creature with creature stuff to him, right? And then but it's not really actually alive because, of course, Godzilla was never alive. He was just always alive in the hearts and minds of us who love him. But yeah, I should start working on a camera. I think I might do a live chat when I do a camera, a live thing. But I might do where I'm actually going to paint him or something. Because this is so much fun to be able to do this on YouTube. And pretty much all the views help me. Every time you guys watch, it helps me out. Every time you guys watch and follow through, it helps me out. So that's something there that I am just really happy about, and for that I'm just grateful, So Alright, so let's go ahead and seal him up. Seal him up here. So you have that, so his legs are getting sealed up. See, his legs are getting sealed up. Alright, and his tail area, let's seal it up too. That way there's no lack. I actually wonder how many rolls of tape is going to take. I don't know, maybe 2. So seal up the hole inside of his tail right here. Alright, and whew. Oh my goodness. What a day, man. So yeah, for the most part, sorry, excuse me. You have this thing where it's like, I am just happy. And here is the streamline. I'm going to make his belly a little bit bigger because, again, that little stomach is really big. It kind of extends further out, and it kind of bounced back up a little bit. So here's, not to mention his legs. He needs not to have knees. He needs to be like just a chunky leg, like a big old chunky leg, right? So I have that there. So you have this, and I have this, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get the cool paneling. I'm gonna make one of the panelings, right, before I can call it quits for that. Let's make the big one in the back. So that big one, it kind of has this like it's like that, and it's like that. It's like 3, right? I think I need to see something there. So let me just see if I can find it. Let's see. I need to find let's go this one. It might open up all the other ones. Downloads today. So I definitely need to see what you call it. See how that works. Alright, so he has the main claw. This is the biggest one, is the 3rd one down. So we're gonna go ahead and make that super huge. And it kind of arcs forward, I think. So it's like this. It does one of these things where it kind of raises up like this. And when it does that, you're able to function like have the thing go up like this. Alright, so it's like that. It's like this one, right? This is terrible, but I'm gonna make it better. So you'll see. Alright, I'm gonna make it better. Let's go ahead and just fix it up. First, you need like have something to land on. Then after that, you fix what you landed on. It's like just make sure there's no trees in the way. Then after that, you start fixing up the trees, and that's how you always make it. Okay, remember that. First, you have something to land on, and then you fix up the trees. And how you fix up the trees, it's just a matter of technique. It's a matter of love. It's all about love. Made it with love. So yeah. There you go. It's starting to get there. See it? You see it? So you have the, right? It's still not good yet, but it will be good. But that's the thing. You just have to be able to manipulate it, and you're going to give the strength to it, like the thing. So, and that's kind of how all the spikes go, Spikes go like that. So let's go ahead and just make more spikes on the back of this creature. Alright, let's see how we do this. I don't understand why this thing's going to open up. Okay. Apparently my whole computer just crashed over here. Okay, not a blue screen of death, but might as well be. So let's see. This. Okay, so next you have the next one, the next panel, but it's like I want to just kind of get this one, because this one sets the tone, the direction and the tone of all the other panels. It's almost like Voltron, the Voltron panels, the Voltron claw. Remember when I was a kid, I had a Voltron toy. My sister was like, Greg, you should never open it up. And it's like, whatever. And it was die-cast metal, the real one. It's not the plastic stuff today. The one that cuts you, the little line claws really cut you. Because they didn't care about kids' safety back then. No, they didn't. They didn't care about that. They cared about making merchandise and moving merchandise. And that's how it's about, you know what I'm saying? Now everything is about safety, Like the thing about, what do you call it? The darts. The poison darts were like lawn darts. They were like deadly. Oh my goodness. There was like everybody remembers it, but nobody remembers it. That was my favorite episode of X-Files. Lost Art of Forehead Sweat. You couldn't remember. Where it was. Mulder. Okay, so here goes this, right? So this is the thing here. You have that episode Lost Art of Forehead Sweat. Here you go. So we're making the panels, and I see the panels are getting there, right? You can see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to hold it steady for a second so you can get a nice clear picture of that. Gonna get that sucker done. See, yeah, this is a lot of like manipulation. See, the thing is, you have to have patience into this, but also you have to kind of like have to see it in your head before you actually see it on in 3D. And this is one of the things about the 3D manipulation aspect of this all. When you're making your art and you're really kind of just working on it, you can actually do some really cool and amazing things. Wow, it's almost 7 o'clock. Well, all right. So when it gets 7 o'clock, I'm going to end this. Okay, I'm going to go as much as I can, as far as I can, with as much as I can, and then I'm going to end this sucker right here. Well, not right here, but soon. All right. So definitely, please talk to me before I do that. It's going to be like ending soon. So what time is it right now? Time is now. Oh my, the clock stopped on that thing there. So it's like over there. So it's 6:35. It's 6:35. 6:35. 6:35. Alright, so you have this one here. This is the 1, 2 back panels. I remember like watching the movie, and it's like, Godzilla was like, his spikes were just like, when he came out the water in the first Godzilla vs. Kong movie, which I just might go ahead and just watch that movie again, and his eyes started lighting up. I was like, that's such a nice addition. That's so much better than the one that used to be in the back, where it's just, he just sprayed out the thing, but now it's like, his tail is like ding, 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 it all charges up, and I'm like, oh my word, that charges up everything. I just think that's so cool. That's a cool idea. Whoever thought of that, they were right on there, on the money with that. They weren't too far off, and then because of that, that's so cool. What happens, like, I'm getting to a point where I'm beginning to love this thing, and when you start loving your art, it's like it's hard to depart with it, and that's the thing. When you start making that cake, you start loving the cake, you're like, man, well, that's when you know you're really giving love to this thing. You're really giving your best. So let's remember that, okay? When you start making art, and you start saying, I don't want to give this away, even though the customer paid for it already, and you have to do the best you can. It's just like one of those things where you're just like, you know what, I don't want to give it away. All right, so just remember that. So this is a matter of like paper knitting. You're knitting with paper. The guy who I saw make this, right, when he made dinosaurs and stuff, he always like would just roll it. He would just roll it into really nice concentric. It was always perfect and stuff. Mine is more like, mine has all my nuances from my hands. So the thing is, like, what makes it different, that you can actually roll this and make it like how he did it, how Marcos made it. But when I make mine, it has the contours of my hand in it. So you have like my handprint and the dexterity of it. Not to mention you have the motion of it. So when you get like something from me, it's like, I guess anything. You make clay is the same kind of thing. And when you make like something in the computer, it's like you kind of like 1 degree of separation from it. But when you make something with like your hands, like you're making this artwork right here, right? I'm actually I'm actually making this. So it's not like it's just you're gonna go to the store and buy this, because you really can't. It's one of those things you buy it one time, and you make it, and when you make it and you try to make it again, it'll be so different the second time than what it is the first time. I might actually spray paint it. I don't know. It depends really how I feel, my mood. But there he goes. This one here. So this is like, you got it from his back of his neck, right, all the way to the big one on the back. I'm gonna have a second row of that because he has second row, and then I have to just make sure that everything, all of it, comes out great. So there you have this, right? Because you need to have a stock on the back in order for it to grow from. But you have to reinstall and support all the spikes on its back. So, I'd love to. I think I might just see how far I can work on this before I run out of time. My time is, I'm going to probably like end around 7 o'clock. Bring the spike down. I gotta make sure I gotta look and see, because I feel kind of like not too sure about the spike here. Well, the spike here makes me think that maybe I should just like kind of just check it and make sure it's not too bad. Because when you have it like that, you look at the spike, you're thinking, okay, it might be right. Okay, now the middle ones are getting there. It's like, now I have to check and make sure that the other ones are right too. So here we're gonna do that. Let's see. The big spike, the big spike, the big spike. I think you have like 5 points on the spike. This Stegosaurus thing. I'm not sure. And I see, that's what I gotta look at the thing now. I gotta look on the computer. But my computer is like frozen now. So let's see. Look at this one here. Maybe that might pop. Oh, good. I got it. There it goes. Popped it all up. Godzilla. Alright, here goes. Godzilla. You have a spike behind your head. Okay, the kind of spikes on your side are. I gotta see. You got like 2 central. Okay. 2 central. There's the Shin Godzilla. Yeah, there it goes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. That's good. That's good. Alright, so we're gonna do. We're gonna just add some more of those. those cool QB spikes. Oh man, this one he has it all the way down to his tail. And his tail has a little thingy where it has like ridges in it. It's got like this weird ridgy. Okay, so let's go ahead and add more ridges to this thing, shall we? Okay, one. Mm-hmm. I gotta check it, man. See, because like there's not like a spin around here. It's like it's kind of like it's off to the side a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's close enough. Okay, it's good. Close enough. Let's go. Just keep going with that. Yeah. Because you know sometimes you gotta check your references. Because as much you can do it from memory, you have to just check your references to make sure that you actually can do everything. Because if you don't do everything, then it's kind of off, right? So you have that, and then I gotta just reinforce this one here so that it stays put. So when I do the secondary reinforcements of that, it'll actually stay put too. So you see, it's got holes in the side, right? Because I haven't finished bulking him up yet. So you got holes. You see right through him, right? Because he's not finished yet in regards to his spikes. Okay, so that one's there. Now I'm gonna support this one here. Support this one here. So you guys can see that. Support this so that this one here stays put. I have friends of mine who do this with paper mache, and I'm gonna give this a try with paper mache once at some point. I have I have a Godzilla in paper mache. You know, I started working on this yesterday actually. When the commission started, when my friend gave me the commission, I was like, okay, let me do this because you know, as soon as I knew it's going to take me about 2 days to get through to making him completely. So I'm really kind of giving like a lot of attention to this and a lot of details, not to mention a lot of energy. So that's one of the things when you start doing that, you start having like you know, you kind of get into a rhythm. But the point what I'm trying to say is like, you know, I started getting it done early because I know that the earlier you get it started, the quicker you get it done. So. And then I have a lot of other things I gotta think about. Tomorrow I gotta put some plans together for our trip coming up, and that's something there with my trip. My boy and I are going on a trip. My boy. So that's something that's coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, it's good to give the car a rest. My back hurts so much. How much time we got? All right, we're looking at okay. Now I got one. 5 spikes, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spikes left to go. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can get the remaining 6 spikes, because it's all about the spikes. You see that? It's all about the spikes. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And I'm doing this while holding the tape. While I'm talking to you on the thing. Come on, that's like an award right there. That's worth a thumbs up, shall we? That's worth at least one thumbs up, people. You know? Okay, I'm probably asking too much. I'm asking too much. So here goes. This is there. So you still have the 3 rows, right? 3 rows. And then I just gotta make sure that I get this just right. The Godzilla, I like the Godzilla from 1998. The one from the one that's like Godzilla. That was cool because they had the cartoon Godzilla, this animated series. The animated series was good. We watch that every so often. We watch that a lot because it's like so much fun. It's such a fun show. If you ever watched the Godzilla animated series, that is great. Another one from like the animated one from like the Roland Emmerich, Centropolis one. That the cartoon that the most recent one with Nick Totopoulos and all that. What happens like that is some really good stuff. That's really good. So yeah, that's something that's remarkable. Alright, so let's see what that. Let's see, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spikes left. I started to bulk up his legs, and I'm gonna just kind of bulk up his arms too. Oh, goodness. Alright, so I gotta make the spike in the back work too. So let's go and make that spike work back there. This is very difficult to do, by the way. I want you to understand it. It's like difficult in terms of like trying to hold everything. And you see this, you look at the silhouette. You know you have it good when you got the silhouette right. So let me see if I can show you the, goodness, where silhouette, here. Okay, so you getting the silhouette. You see that there? Oh my goodness. Okay, see that? It's starting to get, yeah, you can tell by the silhouette. You can't see it right here. Oh goodness, okay, maybe turn the camera a little bit. You can see the silhouette. Alright, the silhouette is that starting to look like Godzilla. So when you get the silhouette right, you know that you got the concept down packed. You're pretty much really good at what you're doing. So yeah, let me just make this here quick. I won't keep you too much longer. I'm just gonna get this there. Then I'm gonna bulk it up. So when you see this again, you might not even see this again because by the time I get to the next part, I'm probably gonna skip or just put it to like Instagram, or just put it to you know, put it to and then put it into TikTok. You know, I'm just kind of like this TikTok stuff is really interesting because like now that the government's on this case, that makes it like, you know, hot commodity, man. So I mean, I don't know. Now you think about that, the government wants to get rid of something. It's always like, okay, that means it's fair game. Let's go after it. But you know, there's something there. It's like sometimes it's like the prohibition thing. When it's trying to prohibition, try to stop the alcohol. Well, that didn't stop the alcohol, did it? So, anything war on terror. To tell you one thing that government has done to actually stop something, I don't know. It's like maybe children with medicine or something. Like, you know, like somebody saying like children eating medicine or things like that. That's not good for them. That may be one of the things the government actually did that actually help stop or preserve life. You know, that's something there. You know, but for the most part, there, this is like that's something there. You see, when I do more of a class, I actually have it more on my hands, so you can actually see more of my hands and less of me. So you see, just my hands sculpting and moving around the situation there to form the creature. And that way, when I teach the classes, like my Patreon classes, you can actually see. I also have memberships, by the way. I have membership classes here on YouTube. If you want to join my membership, I have that as well. Feel free to join that. I'm always looking for new members to join and see all the cool exclusive stuff. You know, because at some point I'm going to change up my format. You know, and the stuff that you have for free may not be able to see anymore unless you're a member. So that's something there. But I don't know. It's just public domain stuff for now. Not public domain, but it's like can be seen in the public domain. How's that? Yeah. Okay, so cool. So coming to ya. All right. So this is here, there. All right. Get into the cool claws. You can see I'm starting to get really tired doing this right now. I'm not tired of doing it. Just tired while I'm doing this, my hands are starting to hurt because it's like I've been up like all day. And so when my wife went to, we had a nice little chicken and rice, or lamb with rice, and it was really nice just to spend time with my high wife. She's nice, you know. She's my friend. It's good to marry somebody that's your friend, right? Marry your friend, and usually your friend that you don't like is a friend and the one that's good for you. You know, not good to you, but the one that's good for you. That's the one you gotta be married to. Because what happens is there's a world full of people out there just want to get you. So yeah, this is starting to look really good. The silhouette. I'm gonna show you this a little bit. See the silhouette. See this right here. You can tell. That's Godzilla. 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 Yeah, that's not Godzilla. That's more like that's War of the Monsters. War of the Monsters. So yeah. So I'm really excited about this. I'm almost at the part where I'm gonna just strengthen them up. Because how we got left? We got 1, 2, 3, 3 spikes left. We had mentioned there's a bunch of tail spikes that go down the back of his tail. That dimension tail's kind of like a sausage or something, where it has like ridges and ravines in it. So not to mention his belly has muscles. His leg has to be super much thicker than this. But I want to make sure I get the spikes in there before I start really bulking him out. Right, and then also I can make the spikes even bigger if worst case scenario happens. I need to. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's go ahead and make this bulk out this spike. You see how much I've come along the way since I've started. Like, you know, when I started with just making the first thing and he wasn't complete. Now he's got legs and he's got muscle and he's got the back spike thingies. Really cool. Really, really cool. Godzilla. Okay, so I have 2 left after that. It's not complete yet. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and go to making those, and then I'll come back and reinforce them. Yeah. Save that. Alright, there's this. Alright, so you can get that text link. I'm going to put it into the chat so you can actually look at it. Look at it again. Okay, so down to the last spike on his back. You see that? It's coming up. Coming up. Only to hold you under. See, that's what happens. Okay, there it goes, right there. Got this spike, the thing here. This is for a Godzilla. I'm going to attach it to my video right here. I'm going to go to content. I'm going to add it to this one here so you have that in the description. In the description, you're going to have the video. Okay, so live. And let's see if I can actually add it while I'm here talking live to you. I might not be able to. Wow. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can add it in the description. In the description. I'm going to put the Godzilla. First, I'm going to put my link tree there. So you go to www.linktree. Linktree.com. Okay, that's that one there. There you get all my links right there. And then next one I'm going to do, I'm going to go and put this in. This is the Amazon link for Godzilla. This is a Godzilla Amazon link. Going to see right there in the chat, okay? Godzilla Amazon link. Alright, okay there. I'm going to add it to my various travels because that's really pretty much, people like that a lot. Okay, done. Okay, what else I'm going to add it to? Show more. There's no altered content in this. And it's a how-to. So yeah, so I'm going to go save that right now, and you'll be able to see some of that in the description right there. So it's going to be saved in the description. Various travels. So yeah, you got a link right there if you want to go ahead and follow my stuff. You can see what the stuff that we're doing. I'm also going to put, yeah, well, the rest of the thing hasn't come back yet, so let's go with this. Okay, so now I'm down to one more spike, and then I have this series of ridges on his tail, which I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of bumps on, and then I'm going to go ahead and support more of this stuff here, more support. And yes, definitely want to support us, you financially support us, and we exist because of financial support from viewers like you. I just want to say that, and that's true. So yes, so there's that one. We exist because of financial support from viewers like you. I'll go back to this one, so that's there. And I'm going to go to my analytics. I can see how it goes. Alright. Yes, so here's this. And, alright. So next I have the last tail to put the thing in. Next I'm going to go ahead and make his tail bigger too. The big bulking tail. I'm going to finish up his muscles, and I'm going to end this by 7 o'clock, okay? So 7 o'clock I'm going to come to an end. Therefore, you know, so if you're going to see this, just definitely see this. If you're going to chat, definitely chat with me right now. If you want to send a super chat, definitely send a super chat now, because we're coming to the end. We have about another 10 minutes or so, less than 10 minutes before we get to 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, I'm going to go and turn back into a pumpkin. Yep, and I don't want you to see me turn into a pumpkin. Not on live TV. It's too personal. Alright, I'm not going to turn into a pumpkin, okay? Just want you to know that. So, if anybody turned into a pumpkin, that'd be really horrible to see. Because you wouldn't know what to do. I mean, you'd be like, they're turning, would the arms fall off, or would it just be absorbed into their body? And also, if they turn into a pumpkin, would that mean, like, you know, they're going to start smiling, or they're going to be like a pumpkin? I guess maybe it's having a carrot turn into a pumpkin sounds better. That actually might be the best thing, situation or scenario there. You really think about it, not having a person turn into a pumpkin. That's actually very scary now you think about it. So yeah, don't turn into a pumpkin. Don't turn into a pumpkin. So there's the back fins. I have this last one to make. and I'm gonna do that real quick. On Route 66, we watched the movie RV. That movie was funny. I watched it back to back, 2 days in a row. Watched it with my wife, and then watched it again with my kids. And so my wife and I, we saw it back in the day when we were just like young parents and stuff, you know. And when we watched that movie, it was fun because we got a chance to see all the actors before they started to really become who they are. Like you have the what's his name, Peter, when Peter was young, and also you have you know a lot of people, a lot of different actors and actresses, and you have one actress who was a singer, and then you have Robin Williams, and he's a cool guy. You know, just it's sad about what happened to him. You know, that was sad because like he made so many people laugh, and he was so fun, and it was sad what happened, and just sad. Back in like 2014 around there or 2015, I think I just remember that it was like such a sad thing. I think it was 2014 when it happened, and you just never know, right? What people go through or what they're forced to do. But just again, pray for everybody. You never know what a person is struggling through. And sometimes that's what thing about like this again with this because this just little something makes people so happy. You just never know what you can do with some little piece of tape and some time and some technique. You can change a person's life, And I mean, it's just you talk to people and you tell them about talk about the maker and how the Lord made you and the Lord made you for what you are and for His purpose, and that encourages people. That really encourages people because they say that what God gave us creativity and creativity has to come from somewhere. Like everything you think about, people got to come from somewhere. Everybody comes from somewhere, right? You were born either in this country or another country, and then everybody comes from Adam and Eve, but everybody comes from a mom and dad. So even if you don't have a mom and dad because of circumstances, family members, adoption, things like that. You come from an orphan home. Just know that you were made. You have a mom and dad. Even if your parents didn't want you, God still wants you. God still wants you. He cares about you. He cares about you and He cares about you very much. That's something there that a very, very intense thing. You think about it. All right, that how the one who made the universe loves you enough to care about you. That's something there. Okay, got 5 more minutes. So I got all the spikes on his back done. I got his legs. I still have a big old hole in his side. See that? That's where he's been shot through. He's got like dead. But okay, let's go ahead and make him like I don't know which part to do at this point because I only have a few more minutes left. I'm gonna just bulk up his tail. Let's bulk up his tail, right? Show you how I bulk up his tail. Let's do that. It's gonna hold him like this, I guess. This is how I bulk it up. You go from here. Right, you take that jammy right here, and you go like this. Right. And like that. Wow, got a lot of subscribers. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Here's this one here. And, look at this. So now you bulk up his tail, because his tail is going to be like, it's going to end on a smaller point, but it doesn't go to like a sharp point, like a sharp point tail. It's going to go from, one of those things that kind of goes around. And there you have this one. He's going to be the biggest Godzilla I've made so far. Year to date. What time is it? Here's the 6:40. That one is like just some kind of time lapse. Alright, so we have that. Here's his tail. Bulking his tail up, right? And his tail has like those ridges in it, right? If you look at Godzilla's tail, he has like ridges in it. Like it's just kind of like a ridge, and it kind of goes like. I'm gonna have to bulk it sideways too, so I'm gonna do that real quick. So, okay, so just gonna. Let's say bulk something up. Masking tape. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. I can't wait to get this done. It's gonna be so fun. He's almost as big as the Alien Queen. I was gonna make him smaller than that, but he's actually getting to the point where he's actually pretty big. Yep. My goal is to get to like 100,000 subscribers. I hope to be able to financially take care of my entire family with just the work that I do here on my Instagram, on my YouTube. Be able to do that. That'd be something there I look forward to being able to go travel and do some like travel blogs. It'd be cool to actually go to like a place where they have like some creatures, like go to like Australia or something like that. I'd be able to make like one of the iguanas, or be able to make one of the those scary fur lizards, which is so cool. And to see the home place of our bearded dragon Barb. That'd be kind of cool to take and also not to mention make stuff, do art. Like my goal, I'd love to have a gallery and be able to have all this stuff on display and be able to sit there and make it for kids and for adults, you know. The price of an admission ticket. So come in and see, and it'll, you know, you get to stay as long as you want and be able to make art, you know, and then have therapy classes and have some therapeutics and stuff like that. You know, therapeutics in terms of like talk to people, you know, and then therapy sessions where you get a chance to talk and meet and, you know, just like just make some cool art. So here it goes. I bulked up his tail some and just like that. It's much bigger now than it was before. All right, now it still has a hole on the side of his chest, and we are almost at the end of our show. So, my friends, I just wanted to say that this has been something. I have to give him muscles. I have to give him muscle mass. This has been a great time. I'm really appreciative of all those who watch me go from like almost the meager beginnings to the magnificent end of this, right? And this is something there that's just like, it's just like, you know, just sit there and you look at it like, how in the world did, you know, they make, and then you realize it's all step by step. How do you eat an elephant? You know, one spoonful at a time. That's how you do it. So, you know, and then so this is the roll of tape that I'm using, and it's just pretty much I'm just using this tape to make this into very intense and durable art, right? And so yeah, definitely got to bulk up his legs because his legs are really kind of thin still, you know, and then his arms got to bulk up, and then I got to definitely fill in his sides. But yeah, he's pretty much hollow on the inside though. He's hollow, you know. He's not like I want to see if I can just kind of, I don't know, I just run out of time, but I just wanted to just kind of say that, you know, there's some things there. What time is it? Alright, is it 7 o'clock yet? Let me check the clock real quick. Let me check the clock. Yep, it's 7:02. Alright, folks, I'm going to call it a night right here. This is as far as I'm going to get right here. There's more to it. I might be able to work some more later, but this is Godzilla, and I'm going to give him some of the teeth and the face and the mask and the color and the more, make him all bulky and chunky and like, hello, I'm Chunky Godzilla. I'm a Chunky Godzilla. Look at me. Oh yeah, ha ha. I'm chunky. So after that, you have the Godzilla, and there he is. So, boom. So definitely share this with your friends. Let people know about what we're doing. Hopefully, we can get to like a lot more subscribers. And I really appreciate it very much for watching my shows tonight and pretty much watching me make this Godzilla. I'm not completely done yet, as you can see. I might continue to do some more later, or I might just kind of like skip to the next part. But this here is from basic to advanced Godzilla, right? So here you have that. Basic to advanced. And yes, you too can make it as well. It's like I don't have the corner on the market. Just one of those things that this is what my own special blend of herbs and spices. So again, God bless you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good night. All right, take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Okay, bye. Peace.